Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shaq here, and welcome to a channel update. Now, I've been pretty quiet recently, not in the way of putting out content on the channel. Actually, the last 2 months, I've put out more videos than I think any month prior to that, but in just kind of updating you guys on what's going on with the channel, because I haven't been completely sure exactly what direction I want to go. I mean, I've been streaming in the past over on Hitbox, and I've been streaming on YouTube, and I used to do a little bit on Twitch, and trying to figure out exactly what we want to do. Do I want to TeamSpeak? Anyways, I've got a whole bunch of updates for you guys on what's going on. Now, we finally gotten word about Star Citizen. The Patreon has changed. So we're going to be talking about Star Citizen Patreon, community events, and the new community sci-fi Discord channel. I almost said disco channel. Discord channel that has been implemented. So that's all the stuff we're going to talk about. So I've got my list of talking points here. So let's get into talking about the Patreon. The Patreon has been a huge success for us. The Stellaris campaign was originally going to be a thank you to all the people who had supported the channel on Patreon. I was going to make them captains of ships. What I didn't expect was how popular that idea was going to be and how many people who enjoy the channel and said, hey, this is a reason for me to support the channel. I actually get something out of it. And so the Patreon grew far larger than I had ever thought possible. And now we're in this great position where if it stays where it is now, me and Tabby don't have to worry so much about the ad revenue changes on YouTube because they're always fluctuating. Sometimes they're dropping like a rock. Other times they're decent. Come from the winter time, normally it's the best time. So I just want to say thank you to the patrons who've been supporting. On the topic of Stellaris, though, you guys in the last episode have informed me that version 1.3, the version that I've been pretty excited about, it's going to add ship roles like cruisers and frigates. Then destroyers are all going to have their particular roles, and there's these big diplomatic changes that are happening in the game. Is not going to be compatible with our current save for the current campaign. The dev just straight out said it. He looked right at the camera during a live stream and said, not compatible. Somebody linked me to that video. Okay, so what can I do? Well, I have found out that in the past, they've allowed you to switch back to an older version of Stellaris if you need to, if you want to continue playing one of your saves. So that's a thing I can do. I can revert back. The question is, do we want to do that because of all the new mechanics that are coming out? Or do we want to start fresh with like a season 2 and start a new story, a new empire, and use all the new mechanics? I'm going to leave a vote for you guys. Two different votes, actually. One on the Patreon page to see what the patrons think, and then one just open to the public, people who just like to watch the series. And let me know what you guys think. New campaign, starting fresh. I'd probably have to make some new assets and stuff for it to make it look cool for the intros. Or do we press on and just keep playing the old version? Because it's probably going to take quite a long time to beat the old version. I'm on the fence of it. I'm really enjoying this campaign, but some of the fixes and additions that are in the new version are pretty impressive. So, all right, that's enough talking about the Stellaris campaign. Let's move on. We talked about Patreon. We talked about Stellaris. Okay, so we've been talking about having a place for the community to get together. Now, I have experimented with things in the past, like having a forum, but nobody really uses forums anymore. A TeamSpeak, but it was hard to manage. And what I have decided to do, working with Morphologist and Wasted Space, we've all come together and we've made a YouTube community Discord chat for the sci-fi community. This is for us to all get together and talk about science fiction stuff, to organize community events. And it's going to be the official place for the Star Citizen organization that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. It's really exciting, actually. The great thing about Discord is I can put news posts under the announcements tab on here, which will stay up there so you guys can see the most interesting things. There is currently in beta that I don't have access to. I tried, but patrons will have a built-in Discord feature where if you're a patron, you'll get access to certain special channels. Maybe if I'm doing a patron-only live stream or a gaming session in the future, you guys will have access to that, and you'll have a different colored name so everybody knows that you're a supporter of the channel. The captains of the channel, that's what I'm actually going to be naming the patron supporters. So that's something that we're working on, waiting for that to come out of beta. And they've been developing really fast, so that's going to be a thing. But this is going to be a place where everybody, you don't have to be a patron, but everybody can come on there from Wasted Spaces community, from my community, from Morph's community, and we can organize the Star Citizen organization. We can organize different community-run events, like maybe, what were we talking about doing? We were talking about doing some EVE Online when that goes free to play in November, because we could have some really fun new fleets in that. and we've been talking about doing some more PlanetSide now that they have some of the building mechanics. And that's kind of to work out the kinks before Star Citizen 3.0 comes out in December. That's going to have the planets that you could land on. They're going to have the new netcode, hopefully with a larger player cap, but we're not sure how that's going to work. So we're kind of building up toward, figuring out how the communications is going to work, how streaming is going to work with it, and then how we're going to organize things for the organization for Star Citizen. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description below to what the organization is. But my basic concept for the organization is it is a place where friends get together, we play together. The lore of it I'm going to keep out of this video because we're going to do some actual videos about the lore, some really cool edited videos telling the story of the organization and how it's going to run. But think very friendly place, people to come together, and with a Firefly-like vibe to it. And I'm going to be doing some in-universe stories, maybe a little bit of the RP scene for it. It's going to be good times. You don't have to RP, though, for the community, for the organization, when that comes out. That's still a long ways off. The organization is out. I'm talking about the game release. So, okay, what else? I think that's basically it. Star Citizen 3.0, we now have an official organization for all 3 YouTubers, all coming together as one. Link is in the description for that. The Discord is open for you guys to come in and join. We will be adding chat rooms and voice comm rooms for different games. So that's still in the works. Jump on in, say, hey, we'd really like this chat for whatever, and we'll set it up. And then keep an ear out for the EVE Online events and the big PlanetSide 2 events. Those are always fun when we get like 100 people together and all drive off at a convoy or bomb the ever-living crap out of our enemies. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, let me know about all the things in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Later, everybody.